Hi there, my name is Jillian. I'm the founder of JBQ Marketing, and I'm here today to talk to you about how to make an outline using the AI/SEO tool Outranking. Um, so here we go. I was specifically asked this question from someone who's having trouble generating an outline in the travel space, so we're going to go ahead and give that a go. In the niches that I have tried doing it, I can generate an outline that's at least 1,000 words, an outline in a first draft that's at least 1,000 words in about 7 minutes. And not everything's like perfectly factual, but it's very, very good for an AI tool. So I'm going to do travel to California because that is where I am from and where I grew up. So I'm going to put in the document. This is an SEO blog. This is the keyword that I'm looking at. And so over here, I'm just searching for if there are any other keywords that I should target instead. Maybe things that I'm not thinking of or that would be a better topic. Okay, so we're just going to stick with that one. And you can change your language, location, add some tags for your own organization within Outranking, and then also select a folder. Folders are really nice if you have different websites that you write for, so you can keep everything organized together in one folder. So I'm going to hit create new document. It's just going to take a minute to load the next screen. Anytime the AI is doing a big task, it takes sometimes 1 or 2 minutes before for it to fully load. So I'll just, whenever there's that kind of pause, I will just pause the recording and pick back up when it shows up. Okay, so I timed it and it was actually 3 minutes and 14 seconds for it to move on to the next step, just so you know kind of the timeline that it's taking at this point to move forward. Okay, so here, this is where we're going to generate some title ideas. And so it populated travel to California, and maybe I want to write like the best places, affordable, and then for families. Maybe that's the angle I'm going to go with. So I'm going to generate. Okay, so I'm going to use this one, but I'm going to double click into it and make a couple changes for a family vacation, where to travel, and what to do in California for a family vacation with kids. Okay, now I'm going to move a little bit because I'm in the way. Hit next. All right, so now we're going to generate the meta description, and the same thing. What do I want to put in the meta description? Best. I want to talk about affordable again, kids, family, and easy. So I'm going to generate. And here we go. Here are some options. Okay, so again, I'm going to select this one, and then I'm also going to go into it and edit it. Make traveling to California easy and affordable. This family friendly guide. Okay, I'm gonna see that's still checked. Now we're gonna hit next, and this is where we go to the outline builder. And so these are sections and outlines that are based on the real SERP data. And so it can help you kind of structure, see what your competitors are doing. You want to kind of stick to what topics they're covering and then expand upon them, because these websites are ranking for a reason for this term. Up here, you can also see keywords. So there's related keywords and high frequency keywords. And so wherever in the outline, I can click travel in California, and everything's going to highlight that has travel in California in it. Just a little note if you're looking to make sure you include certain keywords, certain supporting keywords in your outline. If you whatever you select here can help you easily pick out the headings without having to read everything. Okay, so I'm going to start with this because this is what a lot of people are going to be searching right now first. Things not to miss in California, when to go to California. And so these are popping over here as the headings. When I'm actually writing, these are going to be rewritten. They're not going to be word for word. That's just kind of the topics. So don't worry about that yet. Don't get too bogged. You don't want to get too bogged down in editing when you're building an outline. You just want to make the general structure, and then you'll refine it when you start writing your draft. Okay, so when to go from local experts. That's a great one. I don't want to talk about travel restrictions other than just at the top. Ways to explore. You could drive, you could rent a RV, you could fly to different places, theme parks, obviously a big one. I'm not touching anything related to that stuff because I don't want to have to update this all the time. This is, not meant to be that resource. It's more about general travel, evergreen, national parks, Palm Springs. It's kind of, I'm from that area, so give that a shout out. Okay. So that's the SERP outlines. I'm just anything? No. Okay, so that's the SERP outlines over here. And so now I'm going to click on Google PAA, which is people also ask. So this is the people also ask questions that I can then add into my outline. So these can sometimes be kind of off topic just because it's people also ask. It's not necessarily, it doesn't have to be related to the keyword. This is more like related to general travel. Okay. Oops. Okay, I think I X something out. Oh well. It's okay, this is just a fake outline anyway. Okay, so this is where we are. And if I wanted to do like a sub, I can open that and drag these into it so that I'm building like my subheadings as I am going. Okay, so now that's all set. I can check this out. I'm not doing travel to all the states, so these don't matter. Okay, so I'm going to close that. And now I'm going to create the outline, but you see here this says auto write the first draft. So I'm going to leave that checked. That's unchecked and checked. And that will take this information and write a first draft. Also I can add a heading. So like if I wanted to talk about RV travel and rest stop in California. The only thing is that if you're adding your own headers, you have to populate it with your own information, your own background. And I'm going to move that down here. It doesn't want to work. There it is. Okay. Oh, it says an H3. I'm going to pop that up to an H2. There we go. Okay. So we've got the outline built. And so what I mean is like all of these things are going to have SERP-based facts behind them, all of these headings that we pulled in from the outline. Whenever I add my own heading, I'm going to have to populate that with information because otherwise the AI doesn't know what that is. So here we go. I'm going to hit create outline. I'm going to pause the recording and time how long it takes. Okay, I'm back. That actually only took like a minute. One exactly. So that's awesome. Okay, so we are going to hop into kind of looking this over, but this is the outline is done. So we've got the outline. If we wanted to add a secondary keyword, we can. And that's where we would do that. But so here's the outline, the title, the meta description we picked, the URL. Then we've got, here's the H1, and now we're jumping into our H2s. It auto wrote everything based on our draft, things not to miss, when to go. And you see, so this is like answer. So it's saying it answered something. Oh, I forgot in the other, I'll have to do another one. Let me open up another, oh no, I can just go back to the wizard. Okay, AI wizard, here we go. So there's a section in the outline builder that I forgot to mention. So here we go. Okay, so it's over here. So these little numbers over here actually mean something really important. So when you go to auto write the first draft, there are 3 ways that the AI is going to write the draft. So you can change them. So there's snippets, AI draft, and key points. So snippets is when you're having it write like an answer to a question, so that it would appear in the featured snippets. An AI draft is when the AI just pretty much like writes on its own, not really referencing like source material, and so that is really that's really good for if it's more like kind of a fluffy section. It's good if there is it's information that is pre 2019, because that's when GPT-3, the like brain behind the AI system, was trained, and so it only knows about things before 2019 and earlier. So anything new, it doesn't know about on its own without being fed those facts. So that's the AI draft part. And then key points is when it's pulling from the source material to help formulate the answer. So that's when you want to do something factual. And so it'll auto pick based on what it thinks it needs. And then you can change them. So you see this one has 2. So it's going to try and write a featured snippet, because when to go to California is a question. It's going to answer. And then it's going to write a paragraph using key points, which is fact-based. None of these are probably going to be, yeah, that's key points. And you can pick 2 of them. So you either turn on featured snippets or turn it off. And then you have to choose between if you want the AI draft to write it or if you want key points to write it. So that's just that. And you can hop into this if you want to recheck your stuff or reorganize things. You can hop into this section at any time and click through the top. These are all links if you want to redo a title or redo the meta description, or do a whole different outline. You just have to hit the AI wizard button, and then you can X to get back to the writing section. So the AI wizard button is over here. But okay, so okay, here we go. We've got cruise ships. Okay, so this is just like kind of, now we're writing a draft. So in the draft, I'm gonna just kind of do bold strokes. So I'm not talking about cruise ships in California. That's pretty general, and I'll make that factual for California, just like with links to the proper websites to go to. But that's getting into like writing a draft. So you use the AI draft as use the outline, and then the AI draft as your start, and then you fill in, edit. It's never going to be 100% factual. If you're asking any kind of AI to do a perfect thing, then you're always going to be disappointed. AI is a tool that you can use to help make your writing faster and your research faster. It is not a substitute for research and doing appropriate editing and writing yourself. Okay, so ways to explore California, visiting Yosemite, Death Valley National Park. All this is, this is true. It's a huge state. Yep. Okay. So that's good. And these are all kind of, you want to look at like the first draft. You want to look at these as starting points, right? You can write a lot about RVs, and there's going to be a whole section about RVs, so I might take this out. theme parks as of June 15th. Like this is, I'm going to take this out because that's not really accurate. I'm not talking about like COVID opening. I want to talk about tips about theme parks. And so what we're going to do, so here's theme parks. And this isn't like a how to do like everything in Outranking. This is at this point, this is for like someone who already knows the platform. So this is where you do all your AI generating stuff. But if you want to go see where your research is being pulled from, you want to go to the research section and go to SERP and data source. And so I want to find out where, and I can turn these off and on, where the stuff about Disney is. Probably here. So I can see like what source information it's pulling from. And like this one, it's pulling from the public health of LA County. So you can turn these off and on if they aren't actually relevant to what you're doing. You can also add. So I can put in a URL for if I want to write about Disney theme parks, more like what to do while you're there and like tips and tricks about them, like in a general sense, because that's like a whole thing in itself. I can add a URL here to add a new source to the AI so that it can generate that type of content. So here it's obviously pulling COVID related content. So, and we can also go back to the section builder, and in the meantime, I'm just going to Google in another tab while that loads, Disney travel tips. Okay. So this is one that we can add. Okay, so I'm going to collapse that, and I'm going to work on this theme parks one. So here, you can see this is the information it's using to answer all of this stuff about theme parks. I don't want that information. So I'm going to pull just something random here. This is about traveling. Saw something about timing. Okay, this is about Disney World, but it doesn't really matter because, like I said, this isn't a fact. This isn't a real outline. I'm not using this blog. Okay, so now when I generate things into this, it's going to use these facts that I just put in. And so I'm going to delete all these. And now I'm going to generate some new concepts using the information I gave it, using key points. And so this is how you can fix anything that's like, so this stuff is like, I'm not going to check it, but it's probably it's factual or trying to be factual about how like COVID affected the people going to Disney. But oh no, I did it again. Oh no, it just zoomed into that one again. Sorry. Squirrel. Okay, so if it's like going off of where you want to go, so like I don't want to talk about COVID at Disney. I want to talk about things to do at Disney. That's when you can come in here and add in your own custom content, and that's when you're pulling you need to feed it the types of facts that you want. It's never going to be able to take the source material that it pulled about Disney, which was all about like guidelines and health stuff. If you want to write about like when you should go or how to avoid lines, so you have to feed it the right type of information in order for the AI to produce that information. So I'm going to delete all that. Here's what it developed. And I'm just gonna do that and see what happens. There. Okay, so then that's a good section. And so I didn't really pick, you know, the custom content. So this is when my knowledge, like, you know, it's least crowded in the winter when everyone's in school. You know, this is when like my knowledge of my subject comes in. So that's how you kind of fix if the AI is going off of where you want it to go, is you have to fix the source material. But so that's it. I was pretty much just trying to focus on how to build an outline. And so that's it. I have an outline. It's now 884 words. My SEO score is over here, which is fine. I'm not worried about that right now at the outline point. If I went in and edited all of these headers to be more keyword focused during the outline, then my score would be higher to begin with. But that's fine because I don't like to do it at the outline stage. It bogs me down. I just want my outline to be general topics, and then I'm going to put my keywords in as I write, and as I write the draft and edit the final draft. So that's that. I really love this tool. It makes it go so much faster. I can do an outline in about 7 minutes from start to finish when I'm not recording myself. And that includes like any wait time. So if it takes roughly 4 minutes in wait time, it takes me actually like 2 to 3 minutes to generate the actual like active outline. Um, so that's it. That's pretty cool. Let me know if you have any specific questions about how to make an outline in Outranking. If there's another topic you want me to do, and also if you have any other questions I can answer, if you want to see a full walkthrough for a blog, blah blah blah. Okay, so there we go. I just talked for 20 minutes to show you how to do something that actually takes 2 minutes once you do it a few times. So good luck, and let me know how it goes for you. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.